I have now done this for a while. I'm bleeding the system, and now there is fluid in the lines. Also keep it, oh yeah, it is coming out now. Okay. It definitely is worn on some parts, and I don't actually think it needs a lot, but if you look at to rebuild it, you have to pull out this these two O-rings on both sides, and I think that's what's creating that drag. There's probably like crud outside, and it doesn't look too bad, but I did look up how much a rebuild kit, and it's kind of expensive. Here is the first O-ring. Never done this on a caliper before, so this is all new. Filled with crud here are the pistons. Like, I don't really see much, especially on this edge that it's been exposed. I think I might reuse these. What you have to do is clean up the space in here, so then come over with some sort of cleaner and just get rid of all of it. Whew. All right, here comes the, actually this one's not in really bad shape. No. There we go. Now we have a little rubber ring here. And we're gonna be cleaning up the brake caliper, ordering a new rebuild kit, and then we're gonna put it all together. Speedo on there, and this is our little trip meter. All of this again because there are lights that are not working in the cluster. But you know, it's not that big of an issue. So now this is our housing for the lights. Might as well just wipe it all down. But all of these wires kind of fit in these slots here. There's a nut, and then there's this kind of very retro style of holding the cables up. Is known for this really kind of weird high up light. So I'm going to keep it that way because it looks way more stock, and I kind of like the idea of keeping this bike as stock as possible. So here's the headlight connector. You know, everything looks pretty clean. We got our turn signals, they work, but I'm waiting for the relay. And so this is the rim for the light. What I'm going to do is just take a little bit of steel wool and just simply try to brush off all of the rust. Here's our headlight housing. Really good shape. This is glass. Very rare these days to have a motorcycle that's got a glass headlights. I mean, just, it's incredible, really. You don't see this sort of thing anymore. And I just want to quickly just remove the rust. So put that clip. Kind of forgot how. Aha. So you're just gonna push it. The clip is like almost unused. It's so hard. Usually, like, you see a little bit more flex with it. Seal on here. Make sure that the cables are not in the way. You just have to push them down, and then I think it's push up like this, and it goes right in. Aluminum. It just gives it a little accent here. Fall and lift it up. I don't think it's connected to anything else. And this little wrench can fit in there. It's the 6mm. So let's see if I can pull this out. Don't want to thing, and I'm going to put it in here. And I am going to then put the tank, and then I'm going to measure it. You know, I'm not very good at this. Like, you might be watching and you're like, oh man, that's a terrible thing to do, and you're a moron. And I get that a lot on the YouTube channel. But I'm not a mechanic. So for me, this is all like new. And what I keep telling people is that, man, if I can do this, anybody can. Most of the cost of fixing the bike has been this little adapter. It's the throttle butterfly of the carburetor. It got super stuck, so it would not budge. I mean, incredibly, it just seized. So we have the tube coming from the carburetor, or going into the carburetor, and now we're going to put our gas tank in there. It surprisingly held on by very few bolts. I'm gonna cut it right about here. I'm just gonna take these clips and I'm just gonna snip it right here to mess around with. So I can leave it like that and it looks kind of ugly. So we need to figure out really how much do we want. A little bit too much here. So I want to make sure that I get this, and I've already cut like little chunks off of it. And yeah, this is a fuel hose, but it's transparent, so I could leave it like this. So let's get this on here, push it all the way in, kind of bring out the bracket. Or plate. If I had my battery and brakes, I'd be riding this thing, but it seems to be doing fairly well here. High beams. Like this. That's something I might do later. This little fuse box. I could probably heat it up and get it to be a lot better, but